Hey nerds, it's me, Team Mom Catherine, back to give you a tutorial on ordering items off of Tao Bao. For those of you who don't know, Tao Bao is an aggregate site based out of China where you have a lot of smaller independent manufacturers that can get you stuff, but it's kind of hard to get that stuff if you don't speak Chinese or don't read Chinese or you just live in another country. And I post a lot of stuff off of Taobao that I'm interested in getting or am purchasing on my Facebook feed. And several of you guys have asked me to post a tutorial on how to get you some of those sweet, sweet clothes for your fashion needs. If you don't know Chinese, like I don't, it can be kind of weird to try to track all these shops. And instead of saving the bookmark to probably what would be 2 dozen or more shops, I use the aggregate of Lolita Updates, which is a Facebook group you can join, and it's primarily for Lolita fashion. And it does have a lot of interesting stuff if you're not into Lolita fashion, such as the shoes I posted earlier. It can be kind of a pain to keep scrolling through for stuff that you're not interested in, but I'm on social media fairly frequently, and so it's not really a big deal to me, as something I will just kind of check once or twice a week, maybe, especially if there's something I know that's going to be up for reservation soon and I want to keep an eye on it. Reservation is a bit more of a non American concept, at least as far as fashion goes, and it's where you essentially put down some money before the item is released in order to guarantee your spot in having a limited, in a limited, the case of a limited run, which a lot of these things are because they're made by small time companies. And I don't mean small time in a derogatory sense. I mean that they're not like, I don't know, like Macy's or Nordstrom who are sourcing things, in the count of tens of thousands or more. I'm trying to find those shoes I liked earlier, but I might have to use something else as an example. And I'm kind of scrolling through here, and we get updates from major brands as well as independent Taobao. Oh, here they are, right here. So this first update was done from in November, and in this case, the shoes were on a pre-order. And usually in the description or the see more, you can see a link right here in which I will usually open that in a new tab. And these are the shoes that are going up for reserve in that time. I actually completely forgot about these and missed out on the reserve. And that kind of sucked, but I was lucky enough that they had enough left over that I could get them, even afterwards. So usually that you will also see, a couple other options or some details when things are going up for reservation. And these are the shoes I'm interested in. And so what I've done is I've gotten a link from that. And there are really 2 ways you can go about getting items off of Taobao, to my knowledge. But, there's one that I consider kind of the more pro way, and the one I consider kind of like the I'm not really big into this and I just need this to get done easily kind of way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it either way. There's only really, one plus or minus to either side. And I'm going to go through the easy way first. Okay, so we're switching over to this website that I just learned about, and I wish I had known about before because it would have made my life a lot easier. And this is called Lolita Wardrobe, which is another aggregate site. And what they do is they buy items from these Taobao manufacturers and then they just send them to various English speaking countries, probably non English speaking countries as well. And one of the benefits to using this site is like all these are very trusted sellers from Taobao who, haven't screwed anyone over, and they've got a pretty sterling reputation as far as online sellers to English speakers is concerned. And there is sometimes a problem where some shops you don't get what you are looking at in the photo, or things just aren't quite right. And I had that problem a lot with blouses where they just never fit me right. And I should really know better by now not to buy blouses off of Taobao, but I always end up getting tempted by the price. But this year I'm gonna definitely be like that. No, for real, Catherine, you know better than that. Let's not play this game. So you can kind of scroll through all these different, we got footwear, these categories, accessories, and there is stuff in here for non-Lolita fashion people. Let's just, for the sake of argument, look at these shoes. These actually look pretty sweet. I feel like my friends Puck and Lex would really like these, and we're just gonna like take a look at this kind of thing. So first thing you're gonna notice is these are not your normal US sizes. These are in sizes like Euro style, Euro size, or sometimes they're even in Chinese size. And most places you can find a little conversion chart down here. What kind of sucks is that if you're like with a lot of manufacturers, if your feet are not like, I guess I feel like shoe sizes are pretty inconsistent depending on whatever manufacturer. It's like pant sizes or anything nonsensical like that. And that is one of the risks of buying something off of Taobao, and that you don't get to try them on beforehand. So at this point, I would choose, my size, which is anywhere between, a 40 and like a 43. But I'm probably not gonna, we're not gonna go above 40 in a lot of these situations. I mean, this is a really amazing case where they have a ton of these sizes, but it really is gonna be kind of guesswork on a lot of these things. Most of the time, around 40, 41, or 42 is where I can go, but I'm just gonna, hope for the best in some of these. So, for the sake of argument, let's grab a 42. And what color do we want? Those look pretty baller. So let's add those to our cart, and they just go in there, and you would return to shopping. Let's look over here. This is some kind of more stuff that my buddies might like as opposed to me. I don't know. Let's keep on looking. Okay, this looks like a pretty sweet vest. And let's just, this looks so cute. This looks so cute. Let's just say I would want to get this vest too, and you can, see down here the more, oh God, it's a pretty cute look. They've got more details down here. So let's say I would pick again my size and my color, add that to the cart, and you would go to the cart and proceed to checkout. And I'm pretty sure you can pay with credit card or PayPal on here. And it looked like on their front page they have payment plans, which that's new to me, but that's pretty cool. And most of these things they're all in US dollars, and I think these might be more expensive than you would pay using a shopping service, but at the same time, you're essentially seeing the price in US dollars. You have a guarantee of a trustworthy seller, and you don't have to worry about calculating out your percentage fee for a shopping service, which is the second method of doing this. I'm not sure with this if you might have an additional shipping fee on top of that, but the fact that it's all in US dollars and everything is pretty, like, it's in US dollars, it's convenient. And if you're not looking to like jump in whole hog and spend a ton of time, shopping for your clothes on Taobao, this is definitely the way I would recommend. So, Lex and Puck, this is for you. You can find a lot of cute like shoes and boots on here. I don't know your shoe sizes. I did get those shoes that I showed you guys, and I'm not sure what your sizes are, but my feet might be a bit bigger. So, I mean, if all else fails, you might just get them from me. The second way to go about buying these things is through a shopping service. And my shopping service that I use is called Tao Bao, which is just convenient as hell for basically everything. And I'm gonna see if I can't find something to use as an example. I'm not actually gonna buy anything today because those shoes ended up getting a little bit expensive, mostly because of shipping, which is one thing you're going to have to keep into consideration if you do a lot of this, or even, every so often. Shoes are expensive to ship, especially from overseas. They're heavy as hell, and they take up a lot of space, and you always have to use, like, I'm going to say more shipping materials to keep them safe as opposed to clothes, because dresses you can kind of fold up and you don't have to pad them too much in comparison. I hope I'm not talking too quickly, guys. That's like a problem I've noticed I have sometimes. Oh, this is something I really want to get. Let's see here. It doesn't look like we have a date set on that pre-order, which is sad for me. And I apologize if this gets any weird with my bizarre scrolling situation. But yeah, here they have some more details on the print, and I love that fat owl. He's so precious. And I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get this in navy blue because I have got a lot of stuff that can match navy blue. If they had it in lavender, I might do that, but for the sake of, we already have this right here. Okay, here's the item. So, how you would order from Tao Bao, you would go to this. I guess we could pretty much choose anything. Oh, these look cute. Let's do this. Oh, nope, can't do that. All right, let's just try this. Looks like that's the pre-order. It's a pain in the butt. These look real good though. So what you're gonna want to do is go to their page. It usually opens in a new tab. It's kind of a pain, but what you gonna do? Wait for that all to load. Let's say I want to get these. Yeah, everything always opens in a new tab. I don't know if there's a way you can set that to not. So, gonna grab that, go to quick order, get it. Get it, get it. Get it, get it. Sometimes you do have to end up like editing the item HTML address. And so you've got the item over here, and it comes with this little form, and I'd pick like 40, that's the biggest they have. I would definitely try to figure out your shoe size beforehand. I don't know about the remove box. I don't think I have a discount, and so I only want one pair. I want them in blue. I'm not actually going to get these, but you would do add to my cart, and then you would keep adding items via this method until you have everything you want, and then what you would end up doing is like continue. There's a tutorial on here, and there are some size conversions, etc., etc. Um, and what you do is you eventually will tell them to go get it. And after you pay the initial amount, I think the service fee ends up coming to like 8% of your total order on here. So after you pay that, you wait a few days or more if there's a holiday. And in this case, they sent me back. This is really cool. I love this about Taobao. They've sent me back pictures of my items so I can make sure that they're right. And these look so cute. I might remove the cross charms, if only because I feel a little bit awkward about wearing those. And I might just put like some stars. I did not see this detail earlier. That looks so good. And so the last thing they had, it's available. Yes, it's arrived. Yes. I wanted to order something a couple weeks ago, and they weren't available anymore. I missed out on the reservation because I was being too wishy-washy about if I wanted to spend money, which is another problem that I have. And as such, I ended up missing out on something I really wanted, but I ended up spending money. So here we go. And I might add a memo to myself, a memo to the Tao Bao people, and you would do pay. Shipping by EMS is great. Um, yeah, now we do pay now. You can either do a Western Union, bank transfer, MoneyGram, Web Money. I like using PayPal. Just I don't like using Western Union. I know it's reliable, but I it ends up being a huge pain in the ass when you have to specify the exact person who's going to get it, and sometimes you can't find that information on these sites, or you specify the wrong city, and then you have to go back and cancel the first money order and just screw around, in my opinion. And I guess I just feel like Western Union's website, it looks kind of weird to me, like outdated and a little bit shady, and I know that it's not, but I just, from the amount of pain and annoyance I go through for this, I don't like using Western Union, and I will always use PayPal if I can, if it's an option, and I don't care that I have to pay a little bit of an extra fee in order to not stress myself out. All the stuff from either site, they both have really good reviews for stuff not getting damaged in shipping because they pack it real well, and you can probably expect to get it in a few weeks, like probably 2 to 3 weeks. I had a really bizarre incident where my stuff arrived within a week of me doing that second payment, and I was just like, wow, EMS is on fire right now. They've got a light under their butts, and they are not afraid to get me my stuff. Sometimes stuff will smell a bit weird, and some of you are going to know exactly what I say when it smells like Chinese factory, but you can air those out or, like, you know, put some smelly perfume stuff in the same closet as them to kind of get that smell away. It's not a big deal. I just find it kind of funny. And those are the two ways you can go about getting these items from PayPal. Not from PayPal, from Taobao. And the inconvenience of doing this method is that everything is in UN, also known as RMB or renminbi. Usually there's a conversion over here on the website on what it is approximately to US dollars. Um, and kind of going through the information and trying to get sizing info off of this can be a little bit annoying if you aren't accustomed to it. So, like I said, this is more of like the if you're gonna go heavy, full ham and cheese into this, I would recommend this method because, for example, I didn't see these shoes or the shoes that I'm getting on Lolita Wardrobe. So these stores, it's a bit of a risk. These stores don't have as big of a reputation to be on Lolita Wardrobe yet, but I have rarely had a problem with Taobao with not getting my stuff. Like sometimes it takes long, and sometimes you have to ask your shopping service to kind of bother them. But in the end, I've always had pretty good results with getting my items, even if they don't necessarily fit, because I'm a bit big um, compared to Chinese and Japanese girls, even though I'm considered rather petite by US standards. So, Puck and Lex, you won't have that problem because I think you two are about like Japanese, Japanese petite person sized, so I'm pretty sure you can find stuff that's gonna fit you. And neither of you really have to worry about like fitting giant boobs into your clothes. So, takeaway is if you're just looking to get into it and you're not looking to just do a whole bunch of nonsense, use the Lita wardrobe. But if you want something particular that's not on the Lita wardrobe, I highly recommend Tao Bao Ring. They will let you, the Tao Bao Ring people are super polite. Their English is great, really easy to work with, and they always let me know if maybe the seller is new and they don't have a lot of feedback yet, just to warn me. I have had to use Western Union before to pre-order a dress from a seller that did not have like much feedback yet. I still ended up getting it. Love the dress, wear it all the time when it's warm. So there's that. So I feel like honestly, both these people are very like both these methods and the staff are really responsible, and they're both great ways to go. If you have any other questions, like feel free to call me or text me. I think you both have ways to reach me. Um, yeah, sorry, Josh. Sorry, Ian. I don't think you're gonna fit into tiny, like, Asian girl clothes. But you could probably get hats this way. I've gotten some pretty cool props this way, and I know for a fact that I guess you might not like this, but some people do recasts of Warhammer figures on Taobao. I don't know what those stores are because that's not something I do, but I know you can get Taobao Warhammer for like a third or less of the price of legit Warhammer. So there is that as well. You could probably actually get Magic cards and Pokemon cards that way too. I don't know. You see a lot of resellers on Taobao as well as people doing their original stuff. So thanks a ton, guys, for watching my video and listening to me talk at you. If you liked this or found this useful, please like, comment below, and please subscribe and join me, your team mom, on the Nerd Patrol. I'll see you guys later.